Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at a BAM beat maker and music maker from Magellan. So this will be a basic kind of getting started, setting up, getting started with BAM kind of things you can do, stuff like that. Take a good look around the app. It's beautifully designed. It's beautifully designed. 16 tracks you can have, loads of scenes. We can go into this view. We can see our timeline here. This is kind of per scene. I'm going to play this little project. It doesn't take long, maybe a minute or so, and you'll get an idea of the kind of stuff you can do. So at the moment, I have this little icon highlighted here, switched on, which is our follow action button. So when this is switched on, whatever we have here set up on these different scenes, this is what will cause us to follow the action. So start with this first one and just let it play. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff you can do, right? Let's initialize this project. I'm going to save it first. Actually, I'm just going to go hit save. So I made a few changes. And let's go to factory default, and it will just set up an initialized project. Right, here we go. These down here, select which track you want to add an instrument to. Okay, so you'll see the number change here at the top. So track 3, 5, 7, they've all got nothing in them. We open this here to open up the engine we want to use. So we click on here and we can use an audio unit. We can put a sampler in here, an oscillator, a bunch of stuff. So let's just put in a kick. So we'll find a kick here, and we have a drum synth as well, but we'll just put this kick in. Okay, and we can set this up like this and just, play with the tone, decay, the gain, the pitch. And this is our matrix view. So this is where you'd launch all your kicks, your scenes and clips from. Let's go into this view, and now you'll see kick. Now you'll see it says here 16, but we can increase this. If we just hit the little plus or the minus, so plus, you'll see it counting up here. Look, watch this, where this number is. Or we can go all the way back down to 1. So it's just 1. Or we can go back up to 16, which is the default. And then if we use this minus, we'll go to 8 here. And then we'll go to 16, but we can go up to, let's see, 64, 128, 256 is our max. Let's leave this on, say, 16 for now. And we can put in a kick on each of these steps and play. Now we have our kick drum running over this, right? So let's go to this second one here, and we shall just add in a snare. Okay. And we're selected on this track now, selected on track 2. So now we can record it in by hand as well. So the first thing I am going to do now is increase the length of the snare. Okay, so I'm going to double this up. So you'll see it says 16. I'm going to double this to 32. And you'll see the kick remains on 16. The snare is now on 32. And we're only still seeing the first 16 steps. So hold this, drag it over, and now you'll see all 16 steps of that snare. So if we hit record, it's now recording, right? If I want my metronome on, I'm going to tap on this and go on. This is our volume for our metronome. So I can jump in anytime I want now and just record that snare. Brilliant. So now I've recorded in my snare. Now if you want to change your quantization settings, go into this little icon here, go to performance, and you'll see recording quantization is on 16ths, but you can go 1/32, 1/16, 1/16 triplet, 1/16 triplet, 1/16, and so on and so forth until you're happy with what you have. Right, okay, so we're going to put this back onto 1/16 just for now. Your general settings here, you can leave them as they are for now, but I've got auto save switched on for every 2 minutes. Engine window always stays on top, etc. You can control what you see in the middle, right? So for example, you've got your matrix view, you've got your timeline view, you've got your automation view, you've got your composer view, and then you have the mixer view. Whatever you're on here, you can either drop it down, so get rid of this bottom part here, see more of the mixer, get rid of the top part and see all of the mixer. And you can do that for anything that is inside this center section. So for example, if you have loads of scenes, you can see them all like this. Whatever's going on here, you can see them all. You can just expand this like that. We have undo and redo for everything. Let's go to track number 3 and let's add in, say, a sampler. So I'm going to add a sampler in, and at the moment there's nothing here, and you'll see where it says sample here, there's no samples loaded into this yet, right? What we do to do that, so we can close this, go to our browser here, and this is the pool per project. The first thing that comes up is a pool, and this means, right, look, you've got all this, you can fill all these up with samples, presets, stuff like this, right? The pool is per project, so whatever I put into the sampler, it will be in the pool per the project. If I go to browser here, I could go to, let's see, factory and samples, sounds. We've got some leads. I can audition them. So say I wanted that sound in my sampler, right? Super simples. We can drag it into the sampler like that. And if I play my keyboard now, that sample is there. And in fact, if we go out of this a sec, let's just close our thing. We can open our sampler up and put it into poly. Now you'll see down here that we still only have no other samples bar this one, so this isn't going to do anything to sample control, but this is very important. Let's go back into our pool now, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go up again, and I'm going to go up again, and my user samples are here. Now you can add a folder anytime you like to this, and it will access whatever folder you want. So I access my TSTR samples, And in here I can say, well, okay, what would I like to use? Maybe some one shots. And I've got some bass guitars, and I can audition them there. I could go like, well, what's some synth pluck sounds? Okay, so say I want that one, I can tap this and it will load it into the pool. That one maybe, load it into the pool or drag it in, obviously. Okay, let's close this. In fact, let's just do this and expand our sampler window. So now I've selected this sample. Let's go into our sampler, and you'll see now if I move this over, I've got my pluck sound, and it's changed here as well. See? So because I've added 3 samples to the pool, I've got them available here in the sampler. So let's just do this. Let's have this. Now you can control the start, the end point, or the start here. And all the other kind of cool stuff. You've got a filter envelope as well. So we created like a plucky type thing, but it's really quiet. So I'm going to add in an effect. Okay, so just for now, let's add in a compressor. So these are the internal ones. We can add our AUs as well, of course. So let's add in an AU, so audio unit, and now you can search as well. So I'll just put in delay, see what comes up. We've got release delay, we've got dub delay, magic delay, quantum delay, that's what I want. So it's going to load our AU now. And we shall pick let's see, so now we've added in our effect. Let's give it some output. Right, so now we've made a new track with our synth plug in the sampler, and we've added a compressor and a delay. See, it's on 16. I'm going to increase this to 64, and I'm going to view all of it like this across here. So when I record it in, I'll be able to see exactly what I'm recording in. I know our quantization is set on 1/16, so, and I've got this set on stereo. So all I need to do is I can have a practice, of course. I think I'd like to, well, I think I can get away and turn off my metronome now for the start off. Metronomes do annoy me, but there you go. They are a necessary evil. Let's open this and choose a better patch for that sound. Let's see. Awesome stuff. Let's record that in. Turn the volume down a little bit. In fact, wet mix down a little bit as well on the actual effect. So just hit record anytime you like. and wait till it counts back round on the track you want to record on. 2, 3, 4. Awesome stuff, job done. Okay. Now you're getting the idea. I'll explain a little bit more about what this stuff is in just a sec, all right? But for now, we're going to put some hi-hats in. But first, we'll create a new scene. So these are our scenes. These are our clips. They can all be played independently or together, okay? So for example, you can just choose one scene by tapping on anywhere. So let's duplicate this. So this button here will duplicate this. This one will add a completely new scene, and I'll tell you what this does in a sec. Right, so now we've got this. Let's go to this scene. By the way, if you want to go to a scene and you don't want to hear any sound, either hold shift and select the scene, or you can double tap shift to kind of hold it and it'll flash like this. And this way you can select and do various things without head and stuff. Shift also does lots of other things, more advanced for later tutorials. Right, cool beans. Let's add an instrument to slot number 4 here. So let's choose this. Nothing in there. We could add in let's just add in a kind of a noise. These are really, I like the noise generator. So you can do all sorts of cool stuff with this. I'll turn it up a little bit for you. But you've got different types of noise. So let's have some. So let's make that into kind of like a hi-hat type thing. You also have your controls here. If this is closed, just double tap on the name and it will, hang on a sec, sorry guys. Double tap on this, just tap the name and it will open the engine, okay? And you can save your own patches, etc. and, you know, choose a different one to go in there. But let us go to our timeline view now. And we could leave this on 16. We could just fill it up like this. But there's another way you can do this. This little icon here, right? If we do this and hold and drag, we can fill all of them up. Or let's just open this again, do this, and it'll, let's take this off. So you can see, let's just clear that out, that line. Hold, and it'll be one long note, you see. Little diamonds indicate a sustained note. Switch this off. Let's go to this one now, and this will, see, you can control kind of how it's filled. So maybe that's good. So let's play that. Right, now, where am I? Here. I'm gonna go on to our second scene where this is. Okay. Awesome stuff. Let's just check this out again. So we've filled in them, and now what we can do is we can either just put this back on here like that, as per normal. So this is just adding notes in. We can add some notes in like that. So okay, again we can then just go in here and let's go, oh okay, I'm going to duplicate this scene. So now I've got this now, and I'm going to add an instrument number 5, maybe some bass. Let me show you a couple of the engines here while I'm here. I've showed you the sample and how you had stuff to that's really cool. You also have a really nice synth in here. Is this oscillator? And you can program this. Now, there are a few patches in here. If we go to our browser and go up, and factory and presets and engines, there's a few presets for each engine. And the oscillator, there's a couple of, actually I'm going to put that in. That sounds really nice. So let's just stick that in. Okay, cool beans. Move this up. It's so beautifully designed, Bam. It's absolutely lovely. Right, so let's do this. Let's tap on this to open our synth up and see what's occurring, shall we? So that's envelope. That's pitch envelope. Amp. Different oscillators, of course, for oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. Let's do something with the filtering for that. Let's give that a bit of reverb. Now, it does have reverb sends as well. So maybe a bit of chorus might sound nice. Okay. Without spending too long, let's make sure we're on our selected scene. Okay, just for fun, let's stick that in before I show you the clip selection and stuff like that. So let's go to our track, our timeline view. So if you add notes in, right, so I'm going to take that out, there's nothing in there. Let's go to our sub menus. You can clear anything out. You can randomize stuff, but it'll probably just be one note. Right, okay, clear it out. You can choose the time signature for that particular, for this particular lane. So this is swing. So if we went on this lane, you can swing each individual track. Right, this is a speed. So for example, let's stay on our synth pluck thing. Okay. Go to our noise generator, swing that, hear that now on the hats. Okay, so this is the speed. Twice as fast. Half the speed, and anywhere in between. This is the direction. Going backwards now. Can we have it ping pong? So let's just leave that going forward. So let's go to our track here, our bass. So I can't really remember what I played now. It doesn't really matter. In fact, I want to make a little bit more of it. And I have to go into it, I think. Let's put a bit crusher on that, shall we, as well? That might sound really nice. Awesome. You also have some really nice trigger controls for the tracks. A good one would be listen to the noise now. So if you select the noise, before I put a bass in, in fact, while I'm on here, on me Sub Menace, I'm going to increase the timing to maybe 32, actually 64, so we've got 4 bars. But like I said, you can do polyrhythms because you can change it per step, if you know what I mean. So you could have, instead of 64, you could have 53 or something. And every single one can be different for each scene. I think it was something like that, wasn't it? So let's just put that in. But first of all, let me show you the trigger selection. So on the noise, let's listen to the noise. There we go. We got a probability. Actually, that sounds quite good. Time offset. So you could do boom bap. Velocity. And everything can be automated. Well, I'll do that in another video. Show you the automation section. The automation section. But you get the idea. And all you need to do is, if you wanted to learn it to be, like at the moment, it's the velocity. So we could set different velocities for those snare hits. But you could also go, okay, well, learn, what's this? I want to learn the, I don't know, the source. And now we have a source track, right? So So it's choosing different sources, noise sources now. But that's really what would prefer to get into that in a different video. I'm going to lower the probability now. Could choose the probability as well as a thing. Fade in, fade out, fade up and that. All sorts of cool stuff. You've got randomization. What we got in here? Erase, write, randomize, loads of stuff, loads. It's great. Right, where are we? Let's play this and do something with our sub. So I've set it up to 64. So I've also set this to give myself a 1 bar counting. And again, you do that in settings, in performance, quantization, trigger quantizations 1 bar. Is it in general? Recording countdown, you can have it up to 4 bars. I've got it on 1 bar and it'll start to record. So let's try that, shall we? So now, let's quickly go to our matrix view and let me show you this, right? I'll explain a few bits and pieces about what's going on here. Like I said, while this is playing, let's go back to scene 1. I can now select, say, this. This, although most of this is more or less the same, but you get the idea, right? And let's just select the whole scene. Don't forget, if you don't want the scene to make any noise, just hit shift. Right, let's look at follow actions now. So at the moment, this is just going to play through once. It won't go anywhere. It'll just stay exactly where it is, whether I have this, which is follow action, switched on or off. Okay, this is because there's nothing assigned to any of the scenes. I'm just literally can select the scene. Okay, let's just stop there. What I'm going to do is on this first one, I'm going to have this play 4 times, right? Now, you have to remember that at the moment it's going over 1 bar anyway. So how many bars is it counting over? So let's see. This is relevant because if I just click this now and go next, it'll just change after 1 bar. Okay. Let's just go on here. I'm going to set this to 4 bars, okay? Or I can go up to 8 bars and it's on next. Let's double tap this so we're not triggering a scene. Let's go to this one. I'm going to have this play for 4 bars. I could have it play for, I'll have it play for 8 bars, right? And then I'm going to go next. And then on this last one, we'll select this and have this play for 8 bars, but on this one I'll have it go back to the first one, which is this. So now all we need to switch our thing off. Let's start with our first one, and you'll see it counts. You'll see it shading in here, but you'll also notice that it's now swapped, right? This is going to take 8 bars. Back to the first. And the other selections you can have it actually stop. So if you've created a big project with loads of scenes, you can just have a stop at the end, like it was a like it was a song. Previous, first, last, random, any, random other will randomize any of the scenes, but won't pick the one that's actually playing. It'll change, always choose a different one. And then the last playing, and then stop. Awesome stuff. Guys, that is basically enough to get you going. A tiny look at automation. Look at the sampler. Like I said, there are different engines. If we choose, like, say, for instance, an empty slot here, like slot number, I don't know, slot number 6. You know I've showed you can add your AUs, but you've also got audio input, and you've actually got a drum synth, a Hoffman, which is like a TB303 style kind of vibe. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Sample you've had a look at. The noise engine's cool. You also have a drum synth where you can just design all the synths you want. And all that kind. But there are some presets for this. If we look at the browser, look at factory, look at presets, engines, drum synth, there's some stuff. And then you can just basically add it to your project and And there it is. Awesome stuff. Guys, brilliant. Top job. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a patron. All other cool stuff. Bam, beat maker and music maker from Imaginando. Top job. I think it looks lovely. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later. More BAM tutorials to come, more detailed stuff. This was literally just a, well, it's not quickish, but it's a quick-ish video just so you can get up and running. Then you can experiment and stuff. You also have, sorry, I should have said, if we open this up, you can add modulators. You can either add an LFO or an envelope generator, a modulator, nothing else. Okay, brilliant. I'll see you guys later. Ta-da.